Hey guys, Vass here from Aussie Playground and welcome to episode 2 of Project USUS. In this episode I'm going to be showing you the first round of parts that I've purchased for this project and sort of taking you through the whole teardown of this second-hand Rustler that I bought. If you're watching this for the first time, you don't know exactly what's happening, check the video description. I'll have a link in there to episode 1 and that'll bring you up to speed. So as you can see, this guy here is pretty well beaten up. It's been used and abused quite a fair bit. And although it does have a VXL sort of Millennium motor mounted in there, I don't know what sort of condition this is in. The guy that I bought it off did say that it was working, but I'm not 100% sure. And to be honest, to buy an ESC to run this motor, it's going to cost me probably just as much as getting a whole sort of like brushless motor and ESC combo, like from Leopard or Hobby King or Hobby Wing as well. So I've decided, as far as power goes, I'm going to use my XL5 system, which I got out of my original Stampede. So I'll be using that in here just to sort of get it running. The idea here is to sort of bring this guy up to running spec again and probably sell it. That's going to be the aim of the game, and just sort of recoup some of that money. So I'll take you through just a couple of the parts that I've purchased. First off was a new receiver box. I've only got the bottom half here in this chassis, so I needed a brand new one. I've got some plastic drive shafts that you see here from Traxxas. Pretty standard stuff. It does have metal drive shafts in there at the moment, which you'd think would be a pretty good upgrade, but I'm not sure what condition they're in, and I may actually use them for a separate project that I'll be telling you guys about later on. Fresh set of screws. They're just standard screws for the Rustler. You can see there that I bought these from Dollar Hobbies. I actually bought a lot of this stuff from Dollar Hobbies. I found Dollar Hobbies quite a while ago, and they've actually got a lot of affordable parts. I think they're stripped down cars, and they sell all basically the cars all separately, and they do it for a very good price. So these sort of things didn't cost me very much. We're only talking about $3 or $4 roughly. This whole chassis assemble that you see here, for example, is $7, which is crazy. And it comes with the bottom chassis, the top chassis as well, front and rear shock towers, the front bulkhead, the rear motor guard, as well as the front bumper, and yeah, $7. I mean, can't argue with that. So I decided to get this, and the only reason why I bought this whole assembly was because you can see here the top sort of chassis bit here, this plate has been sort of cut up pretty badly, and I wanted to get just that component, but it's like $3 or $4, whilst the whole bag of goodies that you see here was $7. So it just made sense to get the whole thing. There's probably things in here that I'm not going to need, but hey, at least I got spares now, so that's all good. Lastly, I bought a new body. So this is the body that I got. It's just from Traxxas. Kind of comes semi-painted. You will need to sort of finish it off. You can see there that it's kind of clear in certain sections, so you're just going to put your own color through it and that'll finish it off. The original body that I got with the Rustler is cut up. You can see, hello, you can see there, and it's pretty well beaten up, so I'm not going to use that, and that's going to be it. So now I'm basically going to show you me sort of tearing this thing apart and just take you through the next round of parts that I'm probably going to be buying for this guy. Okay, so I've started pulling some of this apart, and the first thing I found here, you can see the steering servo there has been covered up with what looks like silicone, trying to waterproof it. The servo horn looks like it was a double-ended servo horn that's been cut off, and I've also got the steering assembly here that's been broken off. So I do believe there's a spare one of these with all the spares that I got with this truck, so I'll be able to fix that guy up without too much of a problem. But you can see here how this has all been sort of chopped up, and it doesn't look very good, so that was why I bought that second chassis. I've also found a couple of the hinge screws. I'll just show you. Some of these have actually been bent. They're not exactly 100% straight, so I'll be needing some of those. The front shocks, these don't look too bad. Although this one here looks like the actual little shock ball end, I think it's called, or rod end rather, is actually a little bit crooked, so I may need to replace that. But I did see spares of these, so they should be okay. And same with this one. This one looks like it's kind of crooked a little bit. I'm going to have to rebuild them. One of them doesn't feel too bad, like this one here doesn't feel too bad, but this one, to be honest, they're both about the same. But I don't know, I'll probably just rebuild them anyway and get them all fixed up. These little steering knuckles, these are actually pretty good. They're very good condition. I'm not sure if I'm going to use them in this Rustler, but chances are I'll probably keep them and maybe just put some stock ones in this one for the time being. These guys look like they're in pretty good nick. They're a bit dirty, but they look like they're in okay condition. So I think these will be safe to use. And I'll just give you guys a bit of a quick look at the chassis so far. You can see just how dirty and grubby and kind of messy it is. This is why I'm sort of doing a bit of a tear down and pulling it apart. So I'll keep going and I'll show you the next phase. Alright, so I've sort of jumped ahead a little bit. You can see that everything is pretty much torn down. There's nothing really attached to the chassis anymore. I've got my A-arms. My A-arms have all been pulled out. I still got to take these little hub carriers out, and you can see just what sort of like work is being done here. We've got these little washers sort of holding everything in place. It's all very dirty and it's all over the place. The hinge pins at the front were actually very difficult to take out. One of them came out kind of not too bad, but the other one, if you guys can see that, is pretty badly scarred. I couldn't actually pull it out. I had to put it into a vise and very slowly actually pull this guy out. The Valenian motor is pretty badly scarred. You can see that it's got some dents and some things, some very bad scars. But it does spin freely though, so it's possible that it does work quite well. It spins very freely, seems to be okay. Definitely needs some new cabling. I'll be doing that sometime in the future and trying to see if I can get this guy going. But as I said, I won't be putting it into this Rustler. I've got the other chassis that you see here in the background. I'm actually going to be using this one to put everything back together onto it. This one here, in an attempt to take out the front bulkhead, which is in aluminium, it has 3 screws that mount onto it on the bottom. And basically what had happened, one of the screws was completely unremovable because it had been so badly scratched that I couldn't get a screwdriver in there or anything. And at an attempt to try and move it, I actually snapped off the corner of the chassis, which was no big deal because I wasn't going to use this one anyway. It looks pretty ordinary. I think the black has actually been painted on. You can see here where the black sort of stops. So I'm going to be using the other one. Transmission is also another thing that I'm going to be looking at. It seems to be locked, so basically, you know, I can't spin one wheel without the other one wanting to go the same direction. I'm not sure why that is, but I'll have to open it up, and you can see it's all very dirty and really bad. I mean, I did get some spare transmission cases with this, so I'll probably be pulling all of this apart and just picking out the best ones that I can use and putting it back together, and hopefully get it all up and running nice and proper again. So it should be good. I'm also going to be looking at testing out the servo, see if this is any good, or if maybe I should just use another one. I do have spare servos here here at home, so I should be able to find one that will suit it. Otherwise I'll just get a nice cheap one. And that's pretty much it for now. Everything else has been pulled apart. I just got to clean it up. In the next episode, I'm actually going to start putting everything back together and work out exactly what else I need to order. I'll be putting some of the new components back on here as well, so it should all work out very nicely. Don't forget to check out Aussie RC Playground on Facebook if you want to stay ahead of time a little bit, because I do post photos up and do little things to sort of give you a bit of an insight as to what's going on or to what's coming up on YouTube. And that's it. I'm going to leave it here. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll speak to you next time.